Welcome back to the group chat. I'm your host, Charlie Wilson, joined by my brother, Archie, and we're back for the third episode of the group chat Punters Club. And the Punters Club this weekend, not the result we were after, Archie, described by the lads in the chat as a brutal weekend of sport, and I'm going to tack on racing at the end of that as well. She was tough, but there is plenty of things to look forward to, which we get stuck into. First things on the agenda, NRL in Vegas.
Yeah, I think the Vegas weekend for the NRL started off with a complete blunder by the Bulldogs. Social media front, bit of a strike out there with their who's going to reply to me in the comments. So that was tough. They came back. Yeah, crickets. They came back strong, got in amongst with the Las Vegas Raiders where Burton maybe turned a few heads with his bombs.
Yeah.
And then obviously staying on that same kind of wavelength there, the NFL Combine starts up this week. So talk a little bit about the Underwear Olympics.
Yeah, you're big on that one.
Yeah. And then obviously to tie that up, we have the coaching changes around.
Big week for coaching.
Landscape. So potentially talk about the ABs. Is it Jamie Joseph? Is it Dave Rennie? Or is there a mystery name potentially?
Is Chiefy going to now put his foot forward for the AB's coach because he is no longer in a job? Went from Sunday League football to the pinnacle of Australian football. Can he go to... Can he make a code switch?
Sunday League football to Courtney Place is where his destination currently is. So
yeah. And then we get stuck into the group chat game of the week, which is Crusaders Chiefs this week. Both these teams featured twice in our group chat game of the week already. And then the game of the week this week, Archie, NRL guessing some faces.
Yeah, it was a tough go at it for me personally, but we had a bit of fun with it. So let's get into it.
All right, Archie, NRL Vegas kicking off this weekend, and I saw a TikTok from the Bulldogs, and the comment section on it did not disappoint, not in the way you think it might have. But have you seen the trend where people say, oh, we're going on this flight, yada, 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 let's see how many such and such teams we can get to comment, or so many companies to comment. The Bulldogs did a photo, and it was about to take a 16-hour flight to Vegas for our rugby league game. Mm-hmm. Let's see how many NFL and NBA teams can comment before we land. Do you want to take a guess at how many they got to comment?
0.
They got 0. They then had to comment on their thing saying absolute crickets. How good. So the admins owned it. Bulldogs admin has owned it. Someone commented saying top 10 embarrassing moments in football.
Yeah, I mean, bit of damage control there from the admin in the end, trying to make a joke of it. But potentially they should have casted a wider net, gone NHL, MLB.
Shot themselves in the foot, but just going that niche.
Yeah.
But also, I think from Vegas last year and stuff, it's only the Kiwis and the Aussies that really care about it over there. It's still not got that massive draw card yet.
Yeah.
KFC Australia commented.
Okay.
They said, do we count?
Oh, no.
And there's just so many different memes around. They didn't comment. Someone, realist_meanest_128. Tom Brady here. Good luck, gang.
Oh, no.
So the admin's gone through a reply to a couple of them. Thanks, Tom, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Real damage control there.
Someone said, this is real smart engagement farming.
Yeah, I suppose you're getting a lot of engagement from a lot of the Aussies and the New Zealanders that are seeing that. You're garnering a lot of attention.
Yes.
No publicity is bad publicity, they'll be thinking.
Wow, this one got me laughing. It was James Charles here. Good luck, sisters. And then it was like, we're all waiting. And they just replied saying, same sis.
Okay. Yeah.
So definitely damage control. But they've made a bit of a comeback. Obviously, Vegas, prime time for content. Mm-hmm. One of them in the Las Vegas Raiders training facility, I guess.
Yeah.
Matt Burton's putting up bombs, and he is smoking the ceiling, which there's kind of a bit of a trend around with AFL players or NFL players trying to hit the roof of the ceiling.
Yeah.
Matt Burton's doing it with ease. Absolute ease.
Yeah, he's probably the pinnacle of when it comes to sheer height on any kicking in terms of sport. I'd say Burton's bombs they're kind of unbelievable to watch. Up they go, and then the person receiving it's waiting about 5 or 6 seconds of hang time. So no doubt the Raiders and all the other NFL teams will be having a look and trying to get this guy to have a career change.
Well, you're exactly right what all the comments are saying. They're like, oh, let's not post this, please, because there's going to be NFL teams trying to sweep him up after they see him play in Vegas this Sunday.
Yeah, and if you're just a punter in the NFL, you get $4 million a year, but to get about $1 million a year in the NRL, you got to be the best in the league. So he given just a regular old contract, and he'd be quadrupling his money.
Well, there are a couple Aussies already in there punting, and was it the Seahawks punter is Australian?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
obviously, pretty good punter too, getting paid over there. Can he get himself in the NFL draft combine as a punter? Can you do that?
I'm not sure that they do. Obviously, you could probably go run the 40 and stuff, but I'm not sure if they do. They call it coffin corner as the drill when they try to put it in the corner for 10 yards and out of bounds. I'm not sure if they do that at the combine, actually.
Surely.
You contest their athleticism, get them jumping.
Well, imagine if you're trying to run like a fake play, like a fake punt, and you need your punter to be able to take off and run or throw a little tight spiral somewhere down the middle.
Yeah, could boost them from undrafted to 6th rounders.
Exactly right. And just to have the ability to, run those fake punts.
Yeah, special teams coordinator dream, that would be.
So Matt Burton, maybe finding, when is the combine? It's this week, is it?
Yeah, starting up this week, you've got the NFL Combine, aka the Underwear Olympics is what they call it over there. And it's a big chance for people to make a lot more money, make a name for themselves. But as we saw last year, also create statements that you're going to run a certain speed and then you don't, and then you drop down draft board. So it's basically like the stock exchange for NFL draft players. So big weekend coming up there.
I already saw Fernando Mendoza is not going to be taking part in the draft. Is that right?
Correct, yeah. So I think as soon as you're a big name prospect, someone like Mendoza, there's all you can do is tank if you're at the top of the draft boards. You're not going to help anything. You go do your interviews and then hopefully get picked number 1.
Which he will get, and by the Vegas Raiders as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think regarding the combine, though, I think people don't really understand how unbelievable some of these athletes are.
Yeah, okay. So talk to me, because you're off to the NFL draft as well.
I am
in Pittsburgh.
So I'll be keeping a keen eye on this for sure to see how it's moving around.
Talk to me then. Have a bit of fun with these athletes.
So regarding the 40-yard dash is kind of the main event, like it is the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics and things like that. Everyone likes to see people moving fast. The record holders, well, the record holder is someone you know pretty well, not personally, but as a Chiefs fan, Xavier Worthy.
Know him well as well, yeah.
Running a 4.21 40-yard dash.
Yeah.
Which beat John Ross, who ran a 4.22 40-yard dash.
And that was the previous quickest 40 yards.
Yeah, and we saw Usain Bolt run a 40-yard dash back in 2019 at a 4.22.
So Xavier Worthy quicker than Usain Bolt over 40 yards.
Except Bolt was in sneakers and track pants, and he just did it without warming up.
That boy is crazy, how quick that man is. To do what? Because these guys are primed. They train for the 40-yard dash. They train for all those drills, agility-wise and everything. And cleats, they're wearing what? Like you said, the Undies Olympics. So they're pretty much stripped down to nothing, got no extra weight.
Yeah.
And what, 4.22 was the record. Xavier Worthy pops out a 4.21, and then Bolt rocks up.
Runs a 4.22 without really
track pants, sneakers, no warm-up, out of his prime too.
Yeah, in 2019. So that was post any Olympic success for him. And bench press was the next one I wanted to look at.
This one's actually quite impressive.
51 reps of 225 pounds, which I believe is 100 on the nose. So 51 reps done just in earnest. I'm not sure if there's a time limit on it. I don't think there is, but 51 reps of 100 kgs.
It's just go until you get your arms give out and your chest gives out.
Yeah.
What position was he?
I'm not 100% sure. You'd assume he's either an offensive or defensive lineman.
Now tell me, how many reps could you do of 100?
0. Which is
this guy's popped out 51?
51 of them, yeah. I mean, imagine sitting there watching it. When did he start to slow down?
I don't know.
Maybe
probably
35,
what, around
40?
But then to what? I feel like if I'm sitting there doing bench and my arm's starting to slow down, you're just like, right, rack it up. He's pushing through to get 51 reps.
Yeah.
And you've got, what, 16 of them when you're starting to feel it a little bit?
And I'm not sure if... I don't believe anyone else has eclipsed the 50 mark. I think I saw a 48 in mid-40s, but I'm not sure if there's going to be anyone to break that one ever. But
no, that is freakish.
The only name I'll throw at you this week to keep an eye on the 40-yard time is Brennan Thompson, Mississippi State. He
receiver or running back?
Receiver. He's expected to run sub 4.3, which is the same thing that came out about Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
So not saying he's going to beat the record, but there's one guy that could, work into the top 10.
What kind of draft prospect is he?
if he runs 4.2 something, he'll be a second round, third round pick probably.
Right.
But if he runs a 4.3, he might be a day 3.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the difference.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I got for you on the combine.
Yeah, those boys can move, eh? The vertical jump, I reckon that's the only one I'd be decent at.
Vertical. Well, we've seen you run a 40 time. We've got that. We've got that on the
That
clock.
doesn't count, I don't think. You're in what, cricket boots after training. Yeah, not in the best condition to go run a 40-yard dash. But I think you'd get sub 5.
Who you?
Well, both of us. You'd get sub 5.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd hope so. I think I was in that 4.7 mark.
And also, that's hand timers.
Yeah.
Starting it probably a little bit early, stopping it a little bit late, in my case, I reckon.
Oh,
Well, you were on the timer.
yeah, at 5.25 or something.
See, that's just straight up cat.
Well, no, that's what it was.
No, but that's you starting it early and finishing it late.
What is a 5.25 run?
5.25 has got to be like an O lineman. To be fair, moving some big weight around here, shifting a lot of tin. What's a 5.25 get us?
5.25, according to Google AI, is considered an average to slightly above average for a high school athlete,
Oh yeah, okay,
but slow for a college level skill position players.
right. Well, maybe we could give those a go closer to the draft. Actually, or well, if the combine's this week, maybe it's something we run up.
Yeah,
I just got to get through my broken toe. Because
true.
now I've got another excuse. But if I can get sub 5 with a broken toe, best believe I'm sniffing 440 with a fully healthy toe.
Phew, 440.
Get in some cleats.
Yeah.
Do we do it on a track?
They do on turf.
Yeah, so we were in thick grass, cricket boots on after training.
Yeah.
And you come in and bowl off 2 steps. And I was charging in all day. So I've got an excuse there.
Yeah.
Anyway, in other news, we've got some coaching things to talk about. Yeah. First one I'm going to throw you, actually. We're not going to talk about the ABs. Chiefy's gone.
Yeah.
The AFC, the Black Knights have smoked the Knicks at home 5-0. I mean, the Knicks need a clean out. They've got rid of the coach, assistant coach, and they probably need a new keeper, new everything. Yeah. They've got a new stadium name coming this weekend. But, yeah, did you see that goal, that Josh, the keeper?
Yeah, I did see. Yeah, it was one of the toughest scenes I've seen on a football field.
Hey, I actually have no idea what he's doing there.
Yeah, it's just one of those brainwaves. You see them in the compilations of top 100 worst moments in sports on YouTube that comes across. So he'll make his way onto that for sure.
Oh, he's already, Complex on Instagram?
Yeah.
They've posted about it.
Yeah, nice.
This is like a crazy goal you'll see in the Australian Football League.
Oh, no. I think you kind of look at it. I mean, he's going to be famous forever now. So
yeah, well, for the wrong reasons.
Well, his name's still going to be in the news cycle for a while, so that could be a positive.
Well, it's not. Well, he's in the news cycle, but there's no positive from that. You look back at that replay, and there's no one pressing him. He's got no excuse just to fling his body at the ball.
Yeah, but you say that again, it's like, for NFL fans, they'll know Dan Orlovsky, the draft analyst. Or the
Dan Orlovsky?
Yeah, Dan. And he was famous for running out the back of the end zone and taking a safety. It's just as bad.
Well, because it's 2 points in a game where you get 6 for a touchdown, 3 for a field goal.
Yeah, but he's running away and ran out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, you're running for your life there. You're getting pressured.
Well, still, it's pretty bad. And look, he's one of the most trusted.
Josh's his mistake was worth a goal, the first goal, in front of your home fans against your derby opposition.
And a 5-0 drubbing, is it really that?
But it was the first goal.
Yeah,
it set the tone.
Nah, the tone's already set from the 4 other games between the teams.
Yes, but you'd go into that game as a Knicks fan thinking, right, it's a clean slate here. If we can go win at home, different story going into next season, and maybe it kickstarts the back end of their A-League season.
Well, do you really have that confidence if you're a Knicks fan, or is that just blind optimism?
Well, it's a bit of both, I reckon. You got to back your team. But then when you go on, you're sitting in the yellow fever, and then 30 metres away, you see your goalkeeper with no one around him, fling himself at the ball where he could watch it bounce, stroll into the box, have a cup of tea, pick it up, roll it down to himself, and then boot it down the other end again. Instead, he's thrown himself at it 5 yards outside the box and knocked it in.
I'm wondering, was there any wind, potentially? Let's try and play a bit of devil's
Beautiful
advocate.
day on Saturday. No wind.
Yeah.
Doesn't swirl in there either.
Well, I'm sure he'll have an interview someday and describe what happened, so we'll wait to see the verdict from him, I suppose.
Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head if they've actually talked to him. It was all focuses on Chiefy and him resigning.
And that was one of the more bizarre sports resignings I've seen. He just announced it to the media through the press conference.
He must have told the team in the changing room after the game.
He always just looked happy.
I think he would have been happy.
Just leaving. I mean,
he must be getting paid out of his contract. He can play more golf. He said he was going to celebrate with some beers on Courtney Place that Sunday night, or Saturday night it would have been.
Celebrate. Yeah, it's not great optics, if you ask me.
He was on his way out.
Maybe he's not the competitor we all thought he once was.
We came from Sunday League football to the top tier of Australasian football.
No, I don't know. I can't buy it if someone walks out like that.
What did you want him to do?
Well, for one, he's not going to get paid either because he's the one stepping away.
He must be getting some sort of payment out of it.
What I want him to do? Potentially look devastated that he's failed his job.
But he's looked cooked for the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah, but I don't know.
He probably thought about retiring and stepping away, and that probably brought a smile to his face.
Well, that's the issue, and that's where the Phoenix have gone wrong. Potentially bring in Nathan Burns.
Nathan Burns, your pick?
Yeah. He knows how to score a goal. Now, I was looking at the top 10 Phoenix goal scorers, actually. Pretty absurd list.
We got Paul Eiffel, he's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Is Louis Fenton, does he sneak in there?
Let me just pull it up again. I was looking at it yesterday. I couldn't believe my eyes on some of them.
Does Chris Greenacres sit in there?
Okay, here we go. Phoenix top goal scorers. Roy Krishna is the all-time top goal scorer.
Really? He's back, is he?
I thought Sapri Singh.
Oh, Sapri Singh's back, yeah.
51 for Krishna.
Wow.
In 123 appearances.
Yeah, okay, you take that.
Costa Barbarouses at 2.
Oh, yes, good player.
35 goals. Paul Eiffel, 33 goals. Jeremy Brocky, 23 goals.
Yes. Shane Smelts?
Smelts in here. This is per transfer market, so they might be wrong. Tim Brown, 23 goals. Oscar Zavada, 22 goals.
And how many games did he play?
42.
I think he only had the 2 seasons.
That's not 0.52 per game. Ben Wayne.
Does he sneak in there, Wayne?
7th.
The Wayne train, 7th Phoenix, all-time goal scorers.
Yeah, 81 games, 30-odd starts.
How many goals?
22.
Oh, yeah.
0.27 per game, which is the lowest in that top 7.
Wow.
But I suppose bench appearances.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, he's young.
Do we want to round out the top 10? Who's 8, 9, 10?
Chris Greenacres in there.
Yeah, I thought he might sneak in.
And Shane Smelts.
He does?
Yeah.
At 9?
Yes.
Schmelzy.
Yeah.
Schmelzy.
And
who's 10?
David Ball.
Oh, Bally.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that you can respect that. So Zavada, we need Zavada back because he had 2 seasons. It was the best season the Phoenix have ever had.
Yeah, and where's he at now?
I think he went back to
FC
some Polish league or something.
Volendam.
Yeah.
In the Eredivisie, so he's playing in Netherlands.
Is that Netherlands? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 14 appearances, 1 goal.
Oh, wow. How many? 40?
14.
Oh, 1 goal. Must be getting a lot of assists, old Zavada.
Nope, no assists.
So he needs to come back
Well,
to
he scored 9 goals in the Eredivisie last year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's a genuine goal scorer.
Yep. All right, let's keep talking coaches then. You want to talk AB's coaches. Yeah. Announcement is set to be next week. What are you thinking around that?
Maybe the week after. Just per
What are they taking so long for?
Yeah, well, that's the question. They must be going through quite a strenuous process, you'd assume. Well, they can't get this one wrong.
No, they've got to get the right person.
And it seems to be down to 2, Jamie Joseph and Dave Rennie.
So Dave Rennie snuck in there, right?
Yeah, up Rams, boy.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe so.
No way.
Dave Rennie, obviously the Chiefs coach, the one that turned around their club, winning, was it back-to-back Super Rugby championships in the early 2010s.
Okay.
And then...
Does he have the international experience?
Yeah, he was the Wallabies head coach.
For how long?
Before Joe Schmidt, wasn't it? And many think that he was turning them around.
Yeah, okay.
And he got released at a weird time for Schmidt, which has obviously worked out because Joe Schmidt's good. But do you want a Wallabies head coach as your All
Well, that's
Blacks
the
head
thing.
coach?
That could almost be a bad omen.
Yeah. And then obviously on the other side, you've got Jamie Joseph, who's spent 8 years in Japan on their pro scene and as their head coach in Japan.
So you coached the Japan international team?
Yeah. One Super Rugby title with the Highlanders, is back there now, obviously.
Yeah.
I think his main calling card is he does a lot more with less. The Highlanders tend to kind of get the scraps of the other 4 franchises in New Zealand rugby.
Yeah.
And he tends to, when he's been there, he's made them a viable franchise and won them championships. So he is my choice for head coach.
Yeah, well, it seems to be the 2-horse race.
Yeah.
Joseph and Rennie.
And, yeah, the big part about Jamie is that I would have loved for Tony Brown to be able to come back.
Yes, but he is a man of his word, and he is not stepping away from his contract with the Springboks.
Now, he says that on the radio, but is he just saying that in case Jamie doesn't get the job? Because imagine he said that he would go and coach with Jamie with the All Blacks, and then Jamie doesn't get the job. Now he's stuck with Rassie.
But surely if NZ Rugby know that Tony Brown would be keen to come and join the forces if Jamie comes in as the top dog, that's more of a reason to get Jamie in.
I wonder if there's a payout they count. Who knows?
Wow. Yes. But he's come out. He keeps saying he's a man of his word. Yeah. He's enjoying what they're doing with the Springboks. They're obviously competing very well. And the leading innovators of world rugby.
And he's probably one of the key parts too, because he's such an innovative mind on the attacking side of the ball. So he would have been cool, but
you'd love to have him here.
Ruled out, I suppose. He's ruled himself out. So the name I went for as the assistant head coach instead of Tony Brown is Stephen Larkham.
Yep.
The Brumbies head coach and former Wallabies number 10.
Okay. Have we ever had an Australian in the fold?
I don't think we've ever had a non-Kiwi in the fold.
Right.
So that would be a big change and probably a bit of a pride swallower for a lot of New Zealand rugby fans. But I think what he's done with the Brumbies is pretty absurd. Not just the 50-point game against the Crusaders, but they've just been so consistently the best team in Australia since, the Quade Cooper Reds days before then. So, just after then when the Reds and the Crusaders were going tit-for-tat for years. So.
Yeah. Well, the Brumbies have been the best Australian side for a wee while now. And that's kudos to him.
Yeah, I say he promotes a pretty good brand of rugby. They play a bit more risky than the New Zealand sides, and I think that's what you need. Jamie, I heard him speaking on an interview saying that New Zealand rugby needs to get back to more backyard footy. I think in terms of that, having a base of those two as your 2 top dogs is probably a good starting point of bringing back some of that All Blacks magic that we used to see through, the Ben Smith and Richie McCoy years. And then
interesting, he went for the Ben Smith and Richie McCoy years.
I always thought about Ben Smith as the guy that was on the runaways at the end of those magic plays.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he kind of just sprung to mind.
Right.
And then attack, Clark Laidlaw, the Hurricanes head coach. I think Sevens background, New Zealand Sevens.
Yeah, we like that.
And the way the Hurricanes play is by far the most enjoyable out of all the New Zealand rugby sides.
Is there any bias sneaking in there?
No, I think you just go and I think you just go and watch them play. And, you just see them throwing the ball around, skip passes.
Having some fun.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see the Sevens in Laidlaw's background. So I think...
Well, that kind of coincides a lot with some backyard footy that Jamie Joseph wants to install as well.
So now you catch my drift on what I'm building here.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Bit of continuity.
Yep.
Jason Ryan as the Fords head coach.
Yeah, okay.
The Fords coach. Obviously, he's been there through Fozzie, through Razor. And whenever... his name was never brought up as someone on the way out, I don't think. So, Jason Ryan, he's obviously got the respect of the Ford pack.
Yeah.
They've done well under him. We used to get mauled by South Africa, but now, might be a 60-40 in their way. Looking back at that one scrum against in Wellington.
That's the one scrum. But everything went wrong that day.
Yeah, but outside of that, we've kind of had some parity there. And then finally, All Blacks, probably not legend, but solid All Black, World Cup winner, Corey Jane, defensive coach.
Interesting that he's slotted in as a defensive coach, eh?
Yeah, well, you think back at his career, he was a high ball demon and he had a lot of ticker.
Yeah, that's a good point, but everything you remember of Corey Jane is him just slicing through down the wing.
Yeah. I think he must have been.
And also, you don't think of a winger as much of a defensive player.
I think he's pretty tough, though. And you hear around the circles of in the podcast and stuff that he's pretty well respected.
Yeah.
He was with Jamie in the All Blacks XV All Blacks 15
Yep.
in the end of last year, so potentially a defensive name there.
Where is he from? Is he an Upper Hutt
Upper
lad as
Hutt.
well? Yeah, see, they just breed him different out there.
So that could be a Dave Rennie connection as well.
Yeah, okay.
I think,
So Corey Jane's got a job regardless of who comes in.
Yeah, and so does Stephen Larkham, because we don't know. He's obviously Australian, so Dave Rennie must know him from his Australian
Must do.
coaching. So
Must know him.
So Stephen
Was he ever in the Wallabies outfit?
Stephen Larkham?
No, as in terms of coaching.
Oh, no. I don't know, actually. But I know he was the best first five of all time.
Big fella.
Big, tall. Outside George Gregan.
Gregan. Okay, so your dream lineup then, what are you running with? Jamie Joseph,
Stephen Larkham, Clark Laidlaw, Jason Ryan, and Corey Jane.
So those are your 5 that are going to be leading New Zealand to the 2027 Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
In Australia.
It hurts the Hurricanes this year, which is tough.
It hurts the Highlanders too.
Yeah.
So does that open the door for a Chiefs Super Rugby?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's the play Dave Rennie's at. He might pull out the Chiefs another crack. Yeah, well, this will get them over the hump, he'll be thinking. Because Crusaders, they don't seem to be part of it, but we'll get to that.
No, so should we talk about that then? Group chat game of the week this week. There's kind of only the one option, Crusaders Chiefs. Crusaders.
Hurricanes draw is going to be pretty good, though.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be fun, free-flying rugby. Is that here or is that in
Churchill
Fiji?
Park.
Yeah, okay.
90% win rate they have there.
Yeah, but they just got pumped at home.
Outlier.
Really?
I'm sure it's a good atmosphere there, though.
Churchill Park. Now, let me see. Is that the one I went and saw them at? Is it the one near General Churchill Park?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be Lautoka.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, it is. So I didn't go to Churchill Park. But I can tell you what, for free, the Fijian draw games, the atmosphere over there is some of the best.
The games are free.
No, I'll tell you for free.
Oh, I was going to say, surely they're not free.
Nah, but they weren't that expensive either.
Okay.
I went and it was probably one of my most favourite games I've been to.
More than the All Blacks test you've been to?
Well, the last one I went to was the ABs getting smoked against South Africa. And then I think we went to one against Ireland, which we lost as well. Because we only go to the ones at the Cape Town and they don't
go to that.
They don't do so well there. But the Fijian draw versus Blues. Heck of a day out.
Oh, yeah. No, yep. That does make sense. But this week, yeah, I think you got to take the old yellow glasses off, tinted glasses, the Hurricanes, and we'll go for the Crusaders Chiefs. Well, I think they're just the most exciting.
But also, this is the 3rd week in a row the Crusaders have been involved in the group chat game of the week.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, but it's because they got such a... Was it Crusaders Brumbies last week?
No, it wasn't. I lied. It was Highlanders Chiefs.
Yeah, I was going to say, but the Crusaders do have a very hard first 5 games. I think it was Highlanders, Brumbies, Chiefs,
Blues,
Highlanders. 0-5.
No, well, so we're going to talk about this, but I had this. The next 5 games does look dire for the Crusaders. Chiefs, Blues, Highlanders again. Then they get some reprieve playing against Moana and the Drua.
Yeah.
So they could get 2 wins.
Where's the Drua game? Is
Christchurch? Moana's away, I believe. Yes.
You see, they unfortunately can't play in Tonga again.
Moana? No, I didn't see that.
They had a game ruled out there, I believe.
Oh, how come?
I didn't actually look into it as far as I probably should have.
Just saw it, checked it off. Sweet.
Yeah, they.
So they're at North Harbour Stadium all season long.
Yeah, they don't get that Tonga game for the 2nd year in a row.
Daggers. That would go hard, actually. That would be good.
I'm sure they play in Apia and Samoa, don't they?
I don't know. That's a great question. Anyway, group chat game of the week, Chiefs Crusaders, that's what we're locking in. Chiefs are favourites at home at $1.37. Crusaders $3 on the back of 2 losses. That might move depending on lineups when they come out later this Sabo. The line is at -6.5. Over under set at 54.5. How are we feeling about it?
I think this will be a game that many will write the Crusaders off for, just because of what they've done the last 2 weeks, I suppose. And that makes a lot of sense. But I think whenever the Crusaders and Chiefs clash now, both sides get up for it. It doesn't matter what type of Crusaders team or what type of Chiefs team it is. It's been kind of the perennial clash of New Zealand rugby for a while here. So you're going to have teams turn up. Obviously, a replay of the final.
Yeah.
And the final, was that up north last year?
No, I think it was down in Christchurch.
So it's not an exact
because it was
replay,
it was meant to be the last game at Apollo Stadium.
Oh, okay, yeah. But so not an exact replay, but obviously the 2 sides, they're pretty similar. And I think Rob Penny potentially feeling the pressure is going to say to hell with the rotations the All Blacks want. Give me my strongest 15.
Yeah, well, they
I
need
need a
to
win here.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think they've got so much All Black talent that they've kind of chopped and changed almost too much.
Yeah.
And it's time to just put the big dogs out
So
there.
you think we'll see the Crusaders' strongest lineup this weekend against the Chiefs?
Yeah.
As they should, to be fair. Are you brave enough then to back the Crusaders? Because, I mean, if you look at their game against the Highlanders, they lose, you think, okay, cool, they go home. They then play the Brumbies, who they haven't lost to, at home. Is it ever? And then they get 50 put on them.
Yeah, 26 years it had been between those losses in Christchurch to the Brumbies.
And they get 50 put on them, and then it's like they come into this game against the Chiefs. Yes, they might be bringing in some of their big dogs again, but is the damage already done? Is there enough in there for you to back them?
Well, I was listening to Beaver recently on one of his podcasts he does. I can't remember which one it was, and he was talking about, which I agree with, their performances haven't been too dreadful. Like, in terms of the 50-point blowout, weren't there 3 tries scored in the last 8 minutes or something?
Yeah, but does that show you a lack of mentality? They're just giving up. They're like, game's gone, let's just let them run in points. Let's not keep fighting tooth and nail into the
game
end.
Was probably gone without those 3 tries, so that was kind of whatever.
So yeah, they've given up.
But I think regarding their performances, all they've been doing is they've been throwing the odd errant pass that's been stopping, a 7-pointer going the other way. I think there was a moment against the Brumbies where you had Will Jordan for some reason run around Taha Kimura on a kick return. I think there's just so many uncharacteristic mistakes. It's just execution rather than talent. So I think they will turn it around. It just depends whether it's this week.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't back it this week. Because I think mistakes also come from your confidence. And if the team confidence is down, more mistakes are going to keep happening. So I don't know where they turn it around. For me, they probably lose this week. The Blues will be a tough one. I can't remember if that's home or away. Highlanders could be a chance for them to get their revenge again. That's at home, especially if Jamie's not in the fold anymore.
Yeah.
And then they can get on a run against Moana in the draw.
They must draw the Hurricanes at some stage.
I'm assuming so.
That'll be a loss. And then, and you speak about that Highlanders game, I think the Highlanders, their issue is they've got a very good 17, 18 player squad, but then the depth. So by the time you get to round 5 and injuries have set in, I think they might start struggling again.
So the rotation down south, a bit tough.
Yeah.
Should Josh Jacob remain the 10 when D-Mac comes back? When does D-Mac come back? Is he available this weekend?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it's an injury that's been holding him out.
Well, initially I thought it was the baby.
Yeah.
I thought it was dad duties.
Yeah, but normally that's a 1 week kind of thing.
Unless he really wants some quality time with the bubba.
Yeah. It's a horse racing family, isn't it?
O'Sullivan's, yeah. Well, he might be missing this weekend, and then I'll tell you what, if he's missing this weekend, he might be missing next weekend too, because it's Champions Day. It is a huge day at Ellerslie.
He should have just taken a sabbatical.
Oh, he should have. Take the first 5 weeks of the season off.
Yeah. Oh, Josh Jacob, back to Jacob. He was pretty instrumental for their win against the Highlanders. Obviously against the team that he's going to be playing for next year. So poor old Cam Miller.
Yeah.
He'll be riding the bench again, most likely. But I think, it makes all the sense in the world from a New Zealand rugby standpoint to have Jacob play at 10 and McKenzie at 15, because is McKenzie ever going to play 10 for the All Blacks again?
Depends what Jamie or old Rennie wants.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether...
I don't think he does.
Yeah, and if he does, it's off the bench. So
yeah,
is it more beneficial potentially to see him back at 15 where he could get a starting jersey?
Yeah,
Will
probably.
Jordan goes out to the wing, and Damien McKenzie, probably one of the best players under the high ball in the country.
So you're saying Bowden Barrett then is missing out?
Barrett probably played 10 still.
Oh, yeah, but we want Josh Jacob in there.
Oh, I don't know about All Blacks.
Oh, right. I thought you were throwing him in the fire.
For the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see what Jacob is at 10 and put McKenzie in a position where he might play more All Blacks footy.
Yep.
So I think that's what makes sense. And now Mwanga coming back, it's not a foregone conclusion that he starts because of the changes there.
Wow, yeah. I think Jacob remains at 10. I agree with you there. And then say if it's turned south by the 60-minute mark, you can get him off. You can get D-Mac to move into the 10 role, steer the ship for the last 20 minutes and see what you can savor. And then who's their fullback at the moment?
Who's their fullback? Etini Nanai Satoro.
Yes. Yeah, and he can come in off the bench and jump in the 15 jersey or the 23 jersey.
Great feet he's got. Bleach rip.
Great feet.
Mm.
Footman. Yeah. Foot fetish. All right, let's take a break, then we'll be back with our game, which I'm taking the lead on. More of a visual game, so if you're listening, I would say turn on the video version on Spotify or YouTube, open it up and have a watch, because I've merged together some NRL players' faces.
Yep.
I'm quite happy with how I've done them as well, to be honest, and you're going to have to try and guess who the 3 players are in each of the 3 photos.
Okay, beautiful.
So I'm going to give you the phone. I don't want you peeking. I've got the list of players and who they're merged with. There are some decent names. Like, you should be able to get them, or if you don't get them, you'll be like, oh,
okay.
Yes, that person. So best of luck. Here's the first one.
God. Adam Reynolds.
Adam Reynolds is the here. Yep.
Who's down the bottom?
Queenslander. Yeah, I'll see if I can help you
It's
out.
not Carrigan, is it?
Paddy Carrigan? Nah, it's not
Big
Paddy
moustache.
Carrigan. It is a big moustache, though, and you'll...
It's not Munster.
Yeah, it is Munster. There you go, the moustache does it. Now the eyes. The eyes could be tough. Canberra Raiders. Stork.
Not Tuppen, eh?
Nope.
Oh, what's the fullback's name? He's not the fullback, is he?
No, not the fullback.
Fogarty's gone to the Seagulls.
Yeah, he's at Manly. He's played, let me see how many games he's played. He's played a lot of games.
Not Jared Croker.
Nah.
Raiders stalwart.
Yep. Let me see how many games he's played. So he's a Queenslander.
Well, he plays for Queensland.
He did play for Queensland in the Origin this year, actually.
I'm blanking here.
Is he a prop?
Can't even see.
Zoom in, get around it.
Oh yeah, but it's not really doing much.
Yeah, he's a prop forward. He's played for both Australia and Samoa at the international level.
And prop.
Oh, hang on. He's a versatile fullback.
What?
Multiple positions in the back line.
You told me he's a front rower.
Nah, see, Google's done me dirty there. I clicked on the name and it's the wrong one. This is the photo I used here too.
Wait, so this is a fullback?
No, he's a prop. He's actually born in Auckland. So he could represent the Kiwis now.
Just tell me who it is.
So to have a look at the photo I used?
Yeah.
It's Josh Papaluti. Big puppy.
Jeez, I was going to say that, but I didn't know if he was at the Raiders. I don't know why I didn't know that. Oh, well.
So you're happy with the merging? I think the Adam Reynolds hair is pretty good.
Yeah, the Reynolds hair and the moustache is good.
You've done well to get Munster.
You can't tell anything to do with that Papali'i. That's impossible.
Nah, you can. All right, next one. This one's funny.
Nah, this doesn't even work. Cleary on the bottom.
Yeah. This one works a treat.
Who's got the scar above the eye?
Who's the headgear?
Deedon. Not Ponga, is it?
Nah, it's not Ponga.
Burton?
No.
Who wears headgear?
They're all Panthers or New South Wales.
Current Panthers.
Current New South Wales.
Not Brian To'o.
Yep. Bizza is the headgear.
Is that Yo?
Yeah, it is.
Jeez, that's rough.
How good's that? Show me again. I was quite impressed with it.
Damn.
That's good, huh?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. The headgear. Jeez.
Oh, God.
Not Jet Cleary.
The crimson shin. Oh, I'm nearly in tears over here. All right. This is good too.
Not Walsh up top, is it?
It's Walsh up top.
Ponga?
Yeah, Ponga's the eyes.
Jeez, whose mouth is that?
It's hard because it's turned into such a long face.
That is rude. Who's that?
Oh, God.
Who does he play for?
Actually, I don't know if he still plays.
Oh.
He did play last year for the Melbourne Storm.
Storm.
And he is now pursuing the sport of...
It's Pap.
Huh?
Pappenhausen?
No, it's not Pap. I guess the moustache. Now, if it was Pap, I would have had the mullet.
Yeah.
Because, I tried
Oh, I know this, actually. Local boy.
He is a local boy.
Yeah. Did Pappenhausen had the moustache, though?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But he also, it would have been more blonde, I'd say. So who is it?
This is Nelson Asafa Solomona.
It is Big Nelson.
Big Nelly from Welly.
Big Nelly from Welly.
Boxer.
So he's now pursuing the sport of boxing.
He won?
He did win.
Nice.
He won his...
Who did he beat?
Oh, I just had it up. I believe he fought Jeremy Lattimore, who was also...
Oh, Jez.
You know Jez, Jeremy.
I'm
pretty sure he was a league player as well, wasn't he?
Must be.
Yeah, he was.
Gotta be.
Yep. So there you go. Big Nouse, Kalen Ponga, Reese Walsh is the combo. The Panthers, New South Wales combo cracked me up.
So how did you do those?
Just a bit of work on Photoshop, blending a couple faces together. Pretty impressive, I thought.
Yeah,
The Adam Reynolds haircut.
Yeah, that was good.
It's pretty sharp. It's a sharp cut.
That was given away.
I thought about trying to include the tattoos on the neck, but that might have been a bit much, and splitting top and bottom.
Yeah, he's got the stock standard mohawk thing going on there. It's a good look.
See, now that you know it's Papali'i, can you see it?
Yeah, and I should have known when you said played some Origin. Because he was one of the big changes in game 2.
He was.
Yeah,
the big boomer came on, made an impact there. Isaiah Yo one's crack up too. That actually fits so well.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
All right, well done. We'll take another break then. We'll be back with the Punters Club for another week.
Weekend 2 of the group chat Punters Club was underway. Another Super Rugby hosted pot, but obviously we kind of dabbled in a lot of different things there.
Yeah.
How'd you feel we went?
Well, we already we had 500 in the first week, 509, and unfortunately didn't roll over a profit on the first week, which is vital for these things.
Yeah.
To get them going.
Lost a lot of support there.
Yeah, well, I wonder how many buy-ins we got on this week, but we got 250 in there. So halved our pot that we could play with, but struck a deal with promos, so we got that bonus cash in there, the 200 bonus cash, 100 to go towards the punters and 100 to go towards the pot. I hope the punters made some good use of it because we did not, unfortunately. Our $250, we kind of got egged into just throwing the rest at it at some Premier League to round off the weekend, which we went 3 for 4 for the multi. If it won, we would have broke even and just some.
Yeah, 330 I think we would have been returning.
Yeah, so if you put $10 in, you might have got 12 back or 13 back, which is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're seeing green ticks, that's a bonus. But yeah, we closed the pot with $0 in there. And it's reopened again. Actually, we've already got $61 in there. So we've got some punters who are keen. We've got a good little following now. There's Milchick in there. He was on fire. Milchick.
Brooksy from week 1.
Brooksy from week 1. I followed him in on Friday night. Geordie Barrett to score the next try. He nailed Will Jordan the week before, so I had to do it. Yeah. Unfortunately, he did not. We were all over a bit of a Geordie Barrett try score in that game.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why in that
Well, we placed it.
I didn't. Did we?
Nah, I think it was one of the punters' bets that we put the bonus cash on. But there are plenty of people around it,
Yeah, I never saw Geordie as a try scorer personally. He's always given the assists. He must have 3 of them on.
We need that like try or assist market like you get for the football goal or assist. So unfortunately the Canes one, the punters multi didn't come through. But did we land?
Yeah,
we did land.
Super Rugby.
Talk to us about your tactic then.
Streamline there. We kind of with the pot cash, we've got $50 on most of those Super Rugby games.
Yeah.
We did it on the Hurricanes game, returned to profit there.
We did.
We did it on the Chiefs Highlanders, returned to profit with that last Caleb Tangitau try.
Oh, we did Tars Fijian draw as well, which returned to profit.
Did we?
Yeah.
So we were 3 for 3.
Yep.
And then we returned on the Blues, I think.
Hang on, let me check. Highlanders Chiefs returned, so we're 3 for 3. Brilliant. And then we struck out with the Crusaders Brumbies game.
Did we not do the Blues game?
No, we did. That was the later in the night. And, oh no, did we not do the Blues game?
No, maybe we didn't. Did we do bonus cash?
No, we did. We did do a bonus cash on it. We had Tizano, Lamb, Clark, and the Blues to win. So that was a punters multi as well to put the 50 bonus cash on.
So we were 3 for 3 on the pot multis, and then we missed by 1 on the Crusaders Brumbies one. So we did pretty well on those 3-leg kind of $2.50 to $3.50 multis.
And the one we missed was... did Che Fihaki not score? No, he didn't. I feel like I dreamt that he scored.
No.
George Bell got over first, or early doors. Then we didn't have Will Jordan or Che Fihaki score.
Yeah. I should have just had the Brumbies plus 20 odd.
Minus
20 odd, yeah.
Yeah.
So Super Rugby, we're pretty good on that.
Mm-hmm.
The big misses were on the racing. Treasure the moment.
Yeah.
Didn't turn up. We had a couple multis not go our way.
No, Treasure of the Moment was a big win for the books because Treasure of the Moment was an out-and-out winner. And then plenty has come out about, I can't remember who was on board Treasure of the Moment, but didn't give it the best ride. Just sat on the rail and then, no good, unfortunately. So that cooked a few things.
Yeah, and the one that I do regret the most is not just going on a hope he wins outright.
Yeah.
We kind of put a 2-leg multi in, didn't we, for that?
Yeah, Ultimate Habit, top 3. I hope he wins top 2.
And hope he wins was always storming home.
Off to Aussie now. Chris Waller trained horse.
Okay. Off to Aussie.
Yeah, so you get a good win over here and then you get snapped up and go to Oz. The other
what
one
did
that
get
was
sold for?
No, just transferred trainers. So the ownership still owns I hope he wins.
That makes sense.
Just off to Aussie to go take on the Group 1s over there and have a wee go with Chris Waller.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, some of them were pretty brutal. Last week, the Sunday Surge came in, which is the Sunday boost on the races, which we didn't get on. So we thought we'd have a go this week. Race 6 at Taupo, Bellish Boy out to $3 and was leading at the turn and then just got hunted down. So that was $20. Thanks for coming. We had a UFC multi on as well, which was looking good. So I was sitting there on a Sunday prepping for the league and then into some EPL if needed. Thinking, we've got this. Hopefully the Sunday Surge gets up. The UFC multi is looking good. Jacoby Smith with the win. Costa with the win. And then we got into Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic.
Neal came short.
Have you seen the knockout?
Have not.
Brutal. Medic knocked him out. Was the end of the first or start of the second. So that cooked the multi. That was submitted by a punter.
Yeah, so we did have a punter, Samuel BC, I believe, and he had quite the rough go. And you don't want to throw him under the bus.
No, but we have to, yeah.
He's only throwing out, what he feels is right into the chat. And some people say yes to it and some people say no. But we backed him a few times. And Otaki raced one, $1.90 favourite, got pipped. By a $12 roughie.
Oh my.
Yeah, a $12 roughie. So that occurred. And then he had the Chiefs to blow out the Highlanders. We didn't follow that.
No, we thought that was going to be tighter than it was.
And then obviously that UFC multi. Went 2 for 3.
And he said no to Strickland. And I was kind of strong on Strickland from the start. I didn't know why he was at $3 and there were a couple others with me.
Yeah. And so we stayed off Strickland. I don't know why we kept listening to him, but we did. And Strickland at 3.10 was it to win.
Knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah, so that could have been a nice sweet payday. And then just to close it out on the EPL, we had a 3-leg multi. And that 3-leg multi was Crystal Palace to win or draw.
I think it's just to win. Initially, it was Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Arsenal, all to win.
And they all won.
They did.
And then that was going to return a profit.
Yeah.
And then we got an absolute bollocking about how Sunderland are going to at least draw this game because they've only lost one game at home. And would you know it was their most recent one? So not great homers. We got told to look at the home form. And there's one loss on the docket, but it's the most recent one. And they're coming up against Fulham, who are a good London side. Yeah,
Cottagers know how to play footy.
Yeah. And so we took Sunderland to win or draw. The old Black Cats, I think they call them. And
the issue is I do like Sunderland.
Yeah.
And they had that early season, they were good at home because I was doing all the tip sheets on them.
Yeah.
But I've kind of just fallen off them recently. So I hadn't been following them too closely.
3-1 they lost to Fulham, and that blew us return. So a couple of X's across the board for Samuel BC. I think we're going to have to look for a new source of tipping here. And what's it, Milchab or
Milchick, who was all over Sean Strickland with me, and I just couldn't bring myself to, because we were running a little bit low on the pot, so I wasn't sure.
Strickland
and he had
was
it multied
washed,
with
what
Ryan
you call?
Garcia. Yeah, Strickland's washed.
Yeah.
He had a multi with Strickland and Garcia, Ryan Garcia, in the boxing. That got up. He was opposed to betting on the football as well. Might I add, he was calling it soccer, so not sure about that, Milchick. But then he was pretty keen on the NBA.
So he was, that US basketball. It's going to be back this weekend with the All-Star break gone, so we can have a look into that as well with a few same-game multis and things like that. So we're going to be looking in the chat for more tips.
Yep.
Any feedback? Obviously, one of the big pieces of feedback we got was, instead of the split of the bonus cash between the pot and punters, we're going to just potentially put it all in the pot.
Yeah, we'll talk to the promo team, see what they're thinking, but that seems like the punters, the bonus cash, they'd rather use it to benefit the pot as a whole rather than take some for themselves, which is fair.
Yeah, and that makes sense, I think. So that's the big piece of feedback we got last week. We'll see if we can make that change, if that's what we want to do. But yeah, the other changes we'll have to listen to with getting tips from a bit more. Milchab, stock up. Samuel BC, stock down.
Yeah. So we'll try to keep a mental check. But,
Panthers for life.
Panthers for life. Yeah, he was hot in there on a few different ones. He to be fair, was all over Sunderland as well. Helped me to just say, we're back in Arsenal for the win against Spurs. Great result in the derby, by the way. I mean, Gyökeres, man of the match performance. It's the most complete performance he's put in all year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Gyökeres, I was listening to something the other day, and they describe him as a channel striker, which is good in Portugal and good against, bad teams that try to play good football.
So Spurs.
Yeah. So bad teams that try and play like a good team, but he struggles against a low block.
Yeah.
Because he can't control the ball.
Okay.
So I think...
Tell you what, his first goal was world class. World class. And I mean, he scored a hat-trick against Spurs earlier in the season, disappeared. And to be fair, he didn't have the greatest game against Spurs either, but still bagged a double. Yeah, it was kind of the only things he did.
He's no longer in that starting conversation for England, is he, getting into the World Cup?
Well, it depends what kind of style they play and what style teams play against England, because against the low block, again, he's not really able to pull the strings as well as you'd hope and create those chances. But when teams are pressing and they're higher up the field, that's where you can get a bit more creative, and he shines a little bit more. But
yeah, low block, it's Morgan Rogers' time, I think. He's just not phased for contact or anything, so he could be the guy.
Yeah, so anyway, looking forward to this weekend. Again, we'll have the pot up and running. Hopefully we can return a bit of a profit.
Might ease on the racing a little bit. But, have a couple of swings in there.
Would be good to have a warm-up before Champions Day.
Yeah, well,
but we've had 2 warm-ups and
I don't think we'll go as elaborate on the racing. We might just, find 1 or 2 horses.
Yeah, I'm big for just picking a winner.
Yeah.
Just try to pick a winner on the nose rather than the same race multis, are tough.
Even a top 2 or a top 3, I don't know, we do
have to get some green in the races.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll wrap it up for this Wednesday. I guess if you are looking forward to the weekend, join the pot, get around it, have some fun, and we will catch you back next Wednesday, hopefully with some green ticks.